I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving.
Yo, what is up? It's me, it's Keeney. We're back for another episode of the 7200 Seconds. I got my guy, Coach Donte, is always in the building. Coach, what's going on, man?
I'm great. I'm ready to talk some ball. Week 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, got to get Coach the floor because he got something on his chest. He got to get off, and I know this is going to be epic, so I'm going to mute, and the floor is yours, sir.
And make sure y'all screen record when I say this. Make sure y'all screen record this. Get all your screenshots, screen record, and you got my permission to do it, to do this. So there's a situation that's going on in Houston, right? And any man that supports this bullshit, I'm not going to respect you. Kevin Porter Jr. is a coward. He's a coward. From beating up on his girlfriend and nearly killing his girlfriend in New York. Used a closed fist, punches her in the face. Had a cut above her eye. Bruises. With forced trauma, nearly choked her out until she passed out. Broke her neck, a vertebrae in her neck. Derek Stingley's father had a fractured vertebrae and he was paralyzed from the waist down. We're trying to build a culture on this Houston Rockets team. Ime Udoka, coming out of his situation, comes to Houston and try to build a culture. Kevin Porter Jr. is known as a hothead in the locker room. It's the reason why Cleveland gave up on him. Houston gave him an opportunity. He got his money. He said Houston was home to him because they gave him an opportunity. It was games that he took off, and it was games that he showed his unorthodox sense of humor. Kevin Porter Jr. is a coward. We cannot have stuff like this in NFL and the NBA for a person that's almost ending a person's life over some bullshit. Kevin Porter needs to be off the Houston Rockets and needs to be out of the damn league for this. This is unacceptable for Kevin Porter Jr. Great player, can be something special in this league. But this is not what I'm going to condone. This is not what I'm going to be there for. This is not what I would want to support. So any man or anybody that support a person almost killing a female, he almost broke this girl's neck, almost killed this woman. And you got people out here defending this man. This man should be up out of the league. He should be out of Houston. He should be thrown in jail. That's what he should be thrown. This woman is not punching herself in the face. This woman is not choking herself out. This woman is not killing herself. This is Kevin Porter Jr., a man who has no class, no heart, and it had to take some people to get this man up off of. This woman is on video, had to run for her life and scream for help because this man wouldn't stop. This is a monster that we're dealing with. A 23-year-old, by the way. I will not condone this crap. He needs to be up out of Houston and up out of the NBA. If any person condone another person killing someone else, seriously. And this is a woman we're talking about. A woman getting her neck broke by a closed fist A hard closed fist, getting their neck broke, getting choked out, getting controlled. This is crap. He needs to be punished. He needs to be up out of the league. It is absolutely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for condoning this crap. This is bullshit. And he needs to be up out of the league. That is a cowardly act. And any man that put their hands on a woman needs to be punished. And they are cowards. He needs to be up out of Houston and up out of the league immediately. This is crap. And that's all I got to say about that. Kevin Porter Jr. is a coward. And he needs to be up out of the damn league for this crap. I would not condone this crap in Houston. We're trying to build a damn culture here. That's what we're trying to build. That's what we're trying to build. We can't have players like this in this locker room around Jalen Green, around Dylan Brooks, around Fred VanVleet, a team that's trying to be a part of a playoff picture. We can't have a selfish player like this. Get him up out of the league, put him in a jail, and throw away the damn key. That's all I got to say. This is bullshit.
My coach Donte letting it all out. Kevin Porter Jr., no, definitely. We was going to talk about Kevin Porter Jr. We ain't got to talk about it no more because you already laid it out there on the floor. No, definitely don't condone no domestic violence up here, especially with any man. I wouldn't say a woman. That could have been, like, you're not thinking that could be your mother, your sister, your aunt, your grandma, and you're going to do this? But, appreciate y'all for coming in and hearing Coach's Rant. Had to get them off. We got to go through the comments that's going on, Vic. We got Robert up in here. We got Bobby up in here. Appreciate y'all. Shadow Gaming Jeff, what is going on? Daniel Berry, what's going on? RC is in the building. What's going on? Got Syjan and Mo. Earn, you already know. And Mo is definitely in here as well. Appreciate y'all. This dude and anybody like him are just bad for the sports. They're bad for our society. Pure scum. Ass dude, period. I agree. Mo says thank you. He said I want this rant made into a real. Oh no, it's going to be put out. It's going to be out there. Make sure y'all look out for that. Replacement Sports Network. Appreciate you.
People deserve to hear that crap because that's not what I stand for, and that's not what everybody else should stand for. A man almost killing a woman over some crap. A 23-year-old person that has a bright future in the league. And that woman is also a WNBA player. She's also a WNBA player. And he's breaking her neck. Breaking her neck, you got people condoning that. The woman ain't gonna hurt herself. She ain't gonna break her own neck. She ain't gonna twist her own neck. She's not gonna run into a wall. The wall ain't moving. The wall not moving. She ain't gonna punch herself in the face. She ain't gonna punch herself in the face. She ain't gonna choke herself out. We need to stop condoning this crap. We don't need this crap in no sport. We don't need that in no sport. And I'm gonna take exception to that every time because that's what it is. It's crap. And he needs to be up out of the league. I don't care how young he is. Alvin Kamara gets a slap on the wrist, but always also killing the man, almost killing the man. He gets a slap on the wrist all of a sudden. A man almost died in the hospital, and he gets a slap on the wrist. We need to hold guys accountable.
Henry Ruggs in jail right now. Henry Ruggs in jail right now because he wants to drink and speed and kill the woman. Y'all not looking. Look, y'all don't want y'all money. Y'all can gladly give it to me. I'll work for it. Y'all get millions. But y'all want to do boneheaded stuff like hitting somebody. Come on, man. Come on. That's definitely a cowardly move. Out of it, knowing women are so much, they're not as strong as men are. They can definitely do some damage with a closed fist, and he's a professional athlete. It don't work that way. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty of things. Appreciate y'all getting in here. Go to some headlines before we get really in-depth into things on the NFL level. Of course, we all know Aaron Rodgers did suffer a torn Achilles. Again, we're going to talk more in depth about that. torn Achilles, of course. Thoughts and prayers to the Williams family. Former Bills wide receiver and Bucks Mike Williams dies at the age of 36. So again, thoughts and prayers to his family. DeAndre Johnson is going to miss some time with the Steelers. He has a groin injury. Old man Rivers is still playing. Jason Peters just signed with the Seattle Seahawks because there's some injuries at the old tackle line. I mean, Peters, he's a vet, Super Bowl champion. I know he's not going to get, that much playing time or whatever, but he can definitely coach up these younger guys on the offensive line. And the Jags, not the Jags, the Chiefs re-signs Chris Jones to a 1-year deal as well. We had some injuries yesterday, but we're going to get down into that as well. But let's talk about last night's recap game of the Jets against the Buffalo Bills. And the Jets get the job done, but not with Aaron Rodgers, y'all. He gets the job done with Zach Wilson defeating the Bills 22-16. Donte, and I heard you was ranting over there on the stream as well. Recap this game. How crazy was this game? First of all, Aaron Rodgers takes force. I feel bad for Jets fans.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Jets fans. I already had made my prediction that the Jets is not going to make the Super Bowl. I mean, not going to make the playoffs. But I didn't think it was going to be like this. I kept telling people that the Jets O-line stinks. I kept telling folks the Jets O-line is suspect. I said, let Aaron Rodgers have to run, and it's going to be a problem. That whole first drive, Aaron Rodgers was running. And what happens? He tears his Achilles. Donte, talk about this game between the Jets and Bills.
The Jets and Bills, it was a good physical ball game. I thought the Jets did one hell of a job, man. They did one hell of a job on the defensive side of the ball. Quentin Williams was a beast, a force all night long last night. Matt Milano for the Bills was really good. Got him an interception. He was really good last night. I thought Zach Wilson handled himself pretty well after the interception. I thought he managed the game really well. The Jets may have one of the most explosive running back cores in the league. Breece Hall, every time he touched the ball last night, you feel like a big play was coming. Him and Dalvin Cook, that may be one of the most scariest running back duos to face in this league. They did very good controlling the clock. They did very good managing the game and running and throwing and just running the football. And Garrett Wilson made a hell of a play last night, man. I got to give Tre'Davious White that credit. He played great defense, just great concentration by Garrett Wilson, staying with the football, just making the play. Nothing you can do about that as a defender. You just can shake his hand and just say, good play, man, good focus. And you immediately see the vibe of this team. You immediately see Allen Lazard just jumps right over. Nobody recognized that last night after Garrett Wilson scored that touchdown. You see Allen Lazard just leaps right over him with ease, with even no problem. But again, it was a great game. The Bills did. The Jets did a hell of a job last night. Their defense was absolutely electric. Jordan Whitehead had a great game. 3 interceptions. I thought the Bills' defensive line dominated. The secondary was pretty solid. But on that, the Bills, Josh Allen was the reason why the Bills lost this game last night. He was the reason why they actually lost this game last night. And all of the turnovers was his fault. This is what I'm talking about. The Bills do not run the football. They put all the pressure on Josh Allen. But again, that doesn't mean you go out there and throw in the double coverage every single time you get ready to try to throw a big play, make a big play. And you see Stephon Diggs trying to encourage him on the sideline. That wasn't working. They had no running game at all because they don't even run the football. They put all the stress on Josh Allen pretty much arm as well. But other than that, Josh Allen was the reason why the Bills actually lost this game. And if the Bills, like I said, want to make it to any type of AFC championship, which I don't think they're going to do that at all, Josh Allen has to limit his turnovers. He has to be smart with the football. He has to run when he's supposed to run, and he has to not try to be a gunslinger and force the football It's a bad situation. That's what he did last night, and that fumble was a killer last night. But other than that, I thought give credit to the Jets. That punt return was really good, really nice to cap off the game. But give credit to the Jets. Their defense was really good last night. Their defense basically won them that football game last night. And the running game, them being able to stick to the running game, and Josh Allen not turning over the football outside of that one time. You just got to give them credit for that. And give credit to also Nathaniel Hackett. He actually had a good game plan, running the football pretty well. Robert Saleh trusting his team to go for it on 4th and 1, getting the quarterback sneak, even though that resulted into a field goal. Nathaniel Hackett looks like a better coordinator already than a head coach. And it's okay. That's okay. It's okay to be a very good coordinator. That doesn't mean you're not a good coach in this league. That doesn't mean you're not a very good offensive coordinator. That just doesn't mean you're not a good head coach at all. So he was good. He was good. Okay with the play calling last night. So give credit to the Jets last night for how they played.
All right, some things about the Jets before we move forward. So it's funny. So Whitehead actually had an incentive. If he got 3 interceptions, he get an extra $250K. He did that in one game, so he gets an extra $250K. And was it Xavier Gibson that ran it back? It was a video of him. It was video of him, during the cuts, and he was in Robert Saleh's office. And he was telling him how he made the team, and they just aired that. And then he runs it, he runs back the game-winning touchdown. So I thought that was special. But another thing about a report that's come out regarding Aaron Rodgers before Aaron Rodgers' injury, he said Aaron Rodgers reportedly expressed to the Jets coaching staff that he wasn't a fan of play calls that involve cut blocks from the O-line due to not being able to extend the play and having to get the ball out quickly. And then that's how Rodgers got hurt off of the Becton's chop block. What are your thoughts about that?
Say what?
So Aaron Rodgers has expressed to the coaching staff that he doesn't like the plays that involve the cut blocks or the offensive line. He has to extend the play. Mind you, that whole first drive, Aaron Rodgers was already running for his life.
Yeah.
And then he gets hurt off the chop block by Becton. The season-ending Achilles injury. What do you say to Aaron Rodgers? Expressing his frustrations with the coaching staff over the play calling about the chop blocks.
Like I said, man, that probably wasn't great. The offensive line wasn't really good last night. Wasn't good at all. Especially Mekhi Becton. He was getting destroyed all night last night, pretty much. But other than that, I just thought the Bills' defensive line was just that good last night. They were just that good. I mean, the Jets, the Bills have a pretty solid defensive line. They're not as bad as people may seem like it is. They're actually dominant last night. They were getting in the backfield actually. When they actually wanted to get in the backfield. So. I thought the defensive line dominated pretty much last night in the passing game. They didn't do very good versus the run. They didn't do very good versus the run, but they did a damn good job versus the pass. And I thought the Bills. I thought the Bills were really good. I thought the Bills were really good in the pass rushing. The Jets' offensive line stunk too as bad, especially Mekhi Becton. So I thought I'd give a lot more credit to the Bills' defensive line. I thought they did a hell of a job. They did a hell of a job last night getting to the quarterback last night. It was plays that Zach Wilson was getting roughed up too. It was a play that I called when he was running to the left side, and now Matt Milano just knocked the living hell out of him that time. Zach Wilson, when they showed the replay, he didn't even know where he was. He didn't even know where he was after he got hit. So other than that, the Bills' defensive line was good last night. I just got to give them more credit.
So Zach Wilson was coming into this game. Zach Wilson was 14 for 21, 140 yards. He had a touchdown and a pick. He got sacked twice. Then you had Breece Hall with that big run, 83 yards. He had two carries already over 100 yards. So he had 10 carries, 127 yards, and then you had Dalvin Cook 13 carries, 33 yards. He was throwing it around. Allen Lazard had some catches. Garrett Wilson had that great catch in the end zone. I don't know how the hell he caught that, but he caught it. Dalvin Cook, Breece Hall, He spread the ball around. But then for the Bills, of course, Josh Allen was his horrible gameplay. He threw the ball 41 times. 29 to 41, 236, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and he was sacked 5 times last night. The running game didn't get going. You had Cook with 46 yards. Josh Allen ran for 36. You even had Latavius Murray in there running, but he didn't get much. Diggs had 102 yards and a catch. Gabe Davis. But I did like the defense for Buffalo. Milano is very underrated. Nobody really talks about Milano. He was all over the place. Question is, Mo was like, do you think Josh Allen's regressing?
Do I think Josh Allen is regressing? I think he could be a little bit, but I just think the play calling it's the same. I just actually think it's the same as it is. It's just Josh Allen got worse. I think they always didn't focus on the run game as much. I just think they just basically trying to use Josh Allen's skill set, to basically I just think they're trying to use Josh Allen's skill set to the best of his ability, and I'm not going to be upset with that. But I just think his performance was the same. But other than that, he just got worse than that. They never was a big running team, and that's how you take That's how you take a lot of stress off the quarterback's arm. It's running the football. Like I say, man, they were not bad last year in running the football. And people say they need a running back. No, they don't. They just didn't run the ball. They averaged 4.9 yards per carry. That's 5 yards per carry. Last year, that's what they averaged. 4.79 yards per carry. Last year. That showed they can run the ball. They can run the ball. They just didn't run. They just didn't run it a lot. James Cook only got 12 carries last night, 46 yards. 12 carries, 46 yards. That was okay. They stopped giving him the ball. If he got the ball 20 times, he would at least ran for at least 86 yards, which is one bad. But he didn't get the ball a lot. Josh Allen carried the ball himself 6 times. 6 times for 36 yards. So a lot of that, and plus combined with 41 pass attempts. So that's a lot. That's a lot on Josh Allen's plate. But again, he was the reason why they lost the game last night, because those 3 mind-boggling interceptions and all the turnovers is fault. It's one thing when turnovers are not your fault. It's another one when they're all your fault. And each and every one of those interceptions were his fault, and the fumble was his fault, definitely his fault. So, yeah, this game is 1,000% to me on Josh Allen. It's on Josh Allen.
I don't know where the heck he was throwing to. I don't know who he was throwing to. Trying to force the ball, double coverage. I have no idea where he was trying to throw the ball to. So Jeff says, do you think Rodgers is done? Or will you think he'll try to come back one more year and give it another go?
If I had to say, I'd say he run it back one more time. He run it back one more time. I don't, unless Rodgers comes out and says he's done, he doesn't want to play, he's done with football, then I will take that as and believe that. But I'm gonna say I say run it back.
So the Jets do need to sign a backup. Not too many backups out there. I mean, you got Carson Wentz, and Foles. I've seen that come up, but they definitely do need a backup QB for Zach Wilson. Do you think Zach Wilson could be better this year than he was last year? I know he didn't have that much time under Aaron Rodgers, and I know last night he was trying to mimic the cadence of how Rodgers would do it, and the offensive line has to gel to any quarterback that gets in there. Do you think moving forward? I mean, he does have some weapons, has a good running game. You still got Lazard, you still got Garrett. Do you think he can be better than he was last year, this year?
I think Zach Wilson is going to be more of a game manager. I think he needs to be more of a game manager. That's what he was last night. Like I say, there's nothing wrong with being a game manager. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as the way that defense plays, all you have to do is not turn the ball over. The way that defense plays, the way the defensive line has dominated, don't turn the ball over. You should be fine. You deserve the right to punt the football. So I think in this point of Zach Wilson's career, just go out there and hand the football off to Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. And when you have your opportunity to throw the football, make the most of it. Don't throw the ball in harm's way, because you got better receivers than what you had last year. And you got a dominant running game. You got a dominant 1-2 punch, look like it for what we saw last night. dominant 1-2 punch for what we saw last night. So just be consistent. Don't turn the ball over. And it looked like he's a lot more mature than what he was in the past. So I would give Zach Wilson that.
All right. Recap of week 1 real quick before we get into your coaches list. What's going on, BLSG? Week 1 was definitely crazy. Some upsets, some games people think wasn't going to happen. It happened. Of course, we said the Lions beat the Chiefs 21-20. No Travis Kelce, Kadarius Toney just couldn't catch the dang on ball. Do you think KC bounces back from that loss?
I think they do. Yeah. Yes, I think that bounce back.
All right, so we had the Eagles going into Foxborough 25-20. I mean, it was an ugly win, but they get the job done. No catches for Dallas Goedert going into next week. Well, they got a short week because they played the Thursday night game against Minnesota, home opener. Will the Eagles get it together or get Goddard more involved?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's not even a question. I think Goddard gonna see some touches this weekend. I think he's gonna be one of the key factors this weekend against Minnesota. Yes, I think he will see more touches.
Then we had your Houston Texans going up against the Ravens 25-9. But Lamar had to work for them yards he had, 17-22, 169 and an interception. Even though you lost, talk about your defense.
We did well. We did great. I thought we did well. We didn't quit. We didn't give up. I thought we shut down the running game. Last year we was third. We was last in the run defense. This year, from the start of week 1, we giving up 3.4 yards a carry now. So that shows you how much improved. They didn't run the ball very well, and this is a team that like to run the ball. They didn't run the ball well at all. We definitely made them work. Lamar Jackson did not have a good game at all. You can argue he got outplayed by C.J. Stroud. He threw an interception. He lost a fumble. He lost another extra fumble as well. But I'm impressed with the defense. Will Anderson got his first sack. He was a monster. He had 6 pressures. Should have had 2 sacks in the game, but he missed Lamar Jackson on one of them. But I'm very impressed with my Texans defense. We going in the right direction. Just got to get some of those guys healthy on that offensive line, and the offense will be good. We out yardaged them too. We moved the ball. We had 268 yards and more first downs than they did. So we moved the ball. Just timely penalties and injuries. We got to get some of those guys back on the offensive line, and we got to commit more to the run game.
C.J. Stroud, 28 of 44 to 42. No touchdowns, no picks, but he was sacked 5 times. Looks like he got good chemistry with Nico Collins, Robert Woods, and Tank Dell. Once they get everything acclimated, I believe, Houston are going to surprise some people. Zay Flowers caught his first ball. He had 9 receptions, 78 yards. OBJ, only 2 catches, 37 yards. J.K. Dobbins is out for the year. He tore his Achilles, so they're going to bring in Melvin Gordon off the practice squad to be that running back by committee. Oh my God, this game right here. I know fantasy owners was pissed because Joe Burrow stunk it up. 30-24 was your score against Cincinnati, getting near behinds, kicked by the Browns. The Browns defense, man, looked pretty good. Joe Burrow, what was up with Cool Joe? He got that money and decided to stink it up.
Just one game. Not concerned about him. Just one. No, that's one of the quarterbacks that you can say, hey, that's just one game. That's just one game. He just had a bad game. Just wasn't him. The whole team had a terrible game. The whole team was really bad in that game. But basically, he's the big money guy. He's the big money guy. He's got to be better. This team got to be better as a whole. But give credit. That Cleveland defense was great. Was really good. So they were ready to play in Cincinnati. Cincinnati, just wasn't ready to play. But I got confidence, Joe Burrow. He's going to bounce back.
Cincinnati did sack Deshaun Watson 3 times. He was 16 of 29, 154, a touchdown and an interception. Nick Chubb, 18 carries, 106 yards. He did throw the ball around pretty good. Elijah Moore had some catches. Cooper and Juku had some catches. Donovan Peoples-Jones had some catches. I agree with Jeff. I think Watson, once he's going to be in a full year, he will be in the top this year. Then we get to the Vikings in Tampa Bay. I picked Minnesota to win this game. Every time I pick Minnesota to win, they always lose. Every time I don't pick Minnesota, they win. But Baker Mayfield went in with a statement, 20-17, over the Minnesota Vikings. At times, Minnesota, they could have won this game. They could have, but they let Baker Mayfield get that first down. That was a wrap. Baker Mayfield, 21-34, 173, 2 tubs. Got sacked once. Running game wasn't really working for him, and Rashard White had 39 points. Mike Evans, 6 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Addison gets his first touchdown as a NFL. 4 catches, 61 yards. Justin Jefferson, 9 catches, 150 yards, and no touchdowns. Alexander Mattison ain't it for Minnesota. He's not a number one back to me. They were stupid not to re-sign Dalvin Cook, so I don't know how their running game is going to go from there. But Kirk Cousins was 33 or 44, 344 on the day, 2 touchdowns and interceptions. I mean, not bad stats for Kirk Cousins. They just couldn't get the job done. And now they're going into the short week against Philly. We had a good game here with the Saints and the Tennessee Titans, 15-16. The Saints get it done. Derek Carr gets his first win in the Saints uniform. We had the Falcons go up against the Panthers, 24-10. But although Tyler Algier looked better than Bijan Robinson, how do you think that duo is going to do this year?
I think they're going to be fine. I'm not too concerned about him looking better than Bijan Robinson. They both going to get touches. That's going to be a long narrative every time Tyler Algier does better than Bijan, or Bijan can do better than him. But other than that, they both going to be a very good running back tandem. I'm not too concerned about that. They're both going to be fine.
Drake London didn't have no catches that game either. Kyle Pitts was the leading receiver. Again, Algier had the 2 touchdowns, 75 yards, but Bijan did get his first touchdown receiving, though. Bryce Young, 20 for 38, 146, touchdown and 2 interceptions. Miles Sanders, 18 carries for 72 yards, and then Chuba Hubbard at 60 yards too. So I mean, Bryce Young, he has some weapons around him too that's going to help him out. Again, it's just the first game. Not too worried about the first game because all the teams around the NFL had issues. The Jags and the Colts. I thought the Colts was going to win this game, but the Jags pulled it out 31-20. The way they were playing, I thought that the Colts were going to pull it out. 31. What's going on, cool? 31-21. The Jags hold on to it. And you had ETN, 77 yards, 18 carries. Calvin Ridley, 8 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown. Zay Jones also gets a touchdown. ETN with that block to get Calvin Ridley in the end zone. That was cool. Trevor Lawrence, 24 of 32, 241, 2 touchdowns and interception. Anthony Richardson, I mean, I don't think he played bad. 24-37, 223, a touchdown and interception. He didn't do too bad. He didn't do too bad. Michael Pittman, 8 catches, 97 yards and a touchdown. So, I mean, Richardson will only get better, except, they don't have no running game right now. He was the leading rusher yesterday, on Sunday. Then we get the demolishing. Well, there's one of the games that got a butt whipping. The 49ers go into Pittsburgh and stump a mud hole in them. 30-7. Brock Purdy finishing where he left off last season. 19-29, 220, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Christian McCaffrey went off 22 for 152 in a touchdown. Brandon Ayuk, somebody pissed him off. 8 catches, 129, 2 touchdowns. Defense was getting to Pittsburgh. But TJ Watt on the other side got 3 sacks on Brock Purdy. Pittsburgh, do you think they rebound from this?
I think Pittsburgh would do better. I think Pittsburgh would do better.
Kenny Pickett, 31-46, 232, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. He did throw the ball around a lot after Deontay Johnson went down. You got Allen Robinson, George Pickens. I still like their offense. But their defense is stout too. So Pittsburgh are rebound back from that game. Then we had the Commanders against the Cardinals. We had the Commanders winning 20-16, and dumpster fire begins in Arizona. The Raiders pulled off a 1-point win, 17-16. This was the game. This was the game of the week for me. 36-34. The Dolphins pulled it off. My God, Tua and Tyreek Hill. Tua 28-45, 466, 3 touchdowns and an interception, and Tyreek Hill 11 catches, 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. If they keep playing at this high level like they are, how far will Miami go?
To the AFC Championship game, barring no injury. If they keep playing like this, playing the way they're playing right now. But I got a question. Slay, what happened to J.C. Jackson? I thought J.C. Jackson was a good cornerback. I said something is fishy about that damn J.C. Jackson. About J.C. Jackson when he left New England. Something is fishy about that dude, and we're seeing it. Last year was injuries. What's the excuse now? Him being on Tyreek Hill. What's the excuse now? Hey, that secondary got cooked up. That secondary got fried. Got put in the what you call it? They got put in the grill. They got put in the they got put in the grill. They had a crawfish ball. They basically had a crawfish ball yesterday.
Mo says Sean Payton doing Russ like he did Jameis. That's a mistake. You gotta let him play. Russ is a veteran in this game. Russ knows how to play. I mean, you gotta let Russ be Russ. The Chargers, Justin Herbert, 23-33, 228, and he had a touchdown, but he was sacked 3 times. Austin Eckler and Joshua Kelly is going to be another running back tandem. 16 carries for Austin Eckler, 117 yards. Joshua Kelly had 91 yards, too. He almost had a 100-yard day. Keenan Allen, 76 yards. He had 6 catches, 4 catches by Austin Eckler. Mike Williams got involved, but I think he did get hurt as well. Mike Williams can't stay healthy. Donald Parham, their tight end. Quentin Johnston only got 2 catches, but I think the Chargers will be okay. We had the Packers and the Rams. We had the Jordan Love Bolt era, and man, Jordan Love showed out. He had 15 of 27, 245. He had 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones did get hurt, but he had a touchdown. Aaron Jones had 2 touchdowns, 1 running, 1 receiving. Aaron Jones was the leading receiver, 86 yards. Luke Musgrave got involved. Talk about Jordan Love.
Jordan Love did well last night. Did well last game. He did great. He did awesome. I thought he handled himself pretty well. Romeo Doubs looked really good too on the receiver and on the receivers end. So other than that, I'm very impressed with Jordan Love. And J.C. Jackson against the Chiefs, it was the same thing against the Chiefs last year. It was the same thing versus the Chiefs last year. I'm pretty iffy on that dude. Once you leave New England, it's getting pretty scary. He was like that versus the Chiefs last year.
Justin Fields, he was the leading rusher. He had 59 yards, 9 carries. Khalil Herbert, Rashawn Jackson, Devonta Foreman, all contributed to the running game. Justin Fields, 24-37, 216, 1 tub and interception. Mooney was the leading receiver, 4 catches, 53 yards. Cole Kmet. So 38-20 was the Bears score. Then we had the Seahawks against the Rams. Wasn't expecting the Seahawks to lose this game, but they do. The Rams 13-3, and Puka was the leading. They had 2 receivers over 100 yards. We had Tutu Otwell. He had 6 catches, 119 yards, and Puka 10 catches, 119. Stafford had a good day, 24-38, 330, but he didn't have no touchdowns. But it was all running game. It was Cameron Williams, Cam Akers was the running game. Talk about the Rams.
Hey, he threw the ball up the field though. He had over 300 yards. So he threw the ball up the field. Didn't turn the ball over. And that Rams defense only giving up 13 points to a supposed to be better team than them. Hey, it's looking pretty good right now for the Rams. Good start for the Rams. Very disappointed from Seattle, though. Very disappointing.
Bobby Wagner had 19 tackles. That's crazy. Geno Smith, 16 to 26, 112. He had a touchdown. Kenneth Walker was the leading rusher, 64 yards, 12 carries. Zach Charbonnet, only 3 carries, 11 yards. DJ Metcalf, 3 catches, 47 yards. I'm looking for a fine, possibly for DJ Metcalf, because ain't no way he had to push. He had to push. I forget who it was. He had to push him like that. So I'm expecting a fine or something to come down on DJ Metcalf. Then we get the ass kicking of the evening, 40-0 to the Giants. I'm not even going to talk about this. I'm not going to talk about this because there's nothing to talk about. Giants, the defense for the Dallas Cowboys, we all know Dallas always had a good defense. They always had a good defense. But they got to Daniel Jones 7 times. 7 times.
Yep.
7 times. Daniel Jones, 15 to 28, 104 yards, 2 interceptions. Saquon really didn't run. They really still don't have nobody to throw to. Darren Waller, the lead guy. Offensively, Dallas didn't do nothing either. 13 to 24, 143 from Dak Prescott. Tony Pollard, 70 yards. Deuce Vaughn did get in. He had 8 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 77 yards. He was the main receiver. But Dallas offense didn't really do much. It was all their defense and special teams that got all 8 points. But Coach, go to your list, man. Who is number 1 today? And this son is killing me.
All right, so keep up. Keep up with this. When I put this down. So again, we got who was number 1 last week? Who was number 1 last week?
Shedeur Sanders.
Shedeur Sanders was the champ last week. So we got a new champion this coming week over Shedeur Sanders, but he still maintains his spot on one of being on the coaches list as well, of probably many more. But other than that, we start with some WNBA. This WNBA playoffs coming up this weekend. I will be in attendance and doing playoff WNBA games. My girl, Rike Agubawale at number 5 against the Atlanta Dream. Well, we swept the Atlanta Dream this year, but in the playoffs, that's a different story. They're going to be much more better in the playoffs, especially in a series when you have a chance to game plan for someone. Definitely, so I'm expecting the playoffs to be a little bit more different than what it was in the regular season. But other than that, Rike Agubawale, 32 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. When she's finding her teammates, getting 7, 8 assists, everything looks good for the squad, for the Dallas Wings squad. So other than that, I believe this is probably one of our only years that we won over 20 games this year. So very good job by Coach LT. Very happy to be the head coach on my Dallas Wings, and we're doing a really good job. So we're going in the right direction. So good job by Rike Agubawale. This is your first appearance on the coaches list. There's going to be many more. Trust me. There's going to be many more. This girl is really good, a really good, talented scorer. She's goddamn better than Ben Simmons. She's better than Ben Simmons, but who ain't better than Ben Simmons in the
Everybody's better than Ben.
Yep. We got Asia Wilson at number 4. She's going to be many more times on this list too. We got Asia Wilson, 36 points, 8 rebounds. 8 rebounds for Asia Wilson. She's a demon. She's very good. She won MVP last year. And all defense last year. This year, at Brianna Stewart, I think she's a well-deserving MVP this year for Brianna Stewart. She's having a great year. She's having a fantastic year over there with the Liberty. Number 3, we go to NFL. We got Brandon Ayuk for the San Francisco 49ers. So, Mo, yes, you have a 49ers guy up on the list. Brandon Ayuk, 8 catches, 129 yards, and 2 tubs for Brandon Ayuk. Congratulations, Brandon Ayuk. This is your first time making it on the coaches list, man. Hope for many more on the coaches list. So we got number 2. Tyreek Hill, number 2, making the list. 11 catches, 115 yards. And 2 tubs for Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill made this list. He was a force. I mean, he cooked J.C. Jackson. He balled him up. He smoked him. He rolled him up and smoked him like he was smoking some weed. He did everything in the book that he could do to torture J.C. Jackson. That's what he did. So congratulations, Tyreek Hill. You're gonna be on this list many more. Yeah, there we go. Shout out to your boy Brandon Ayuk for making that roster, for making the coaches list. Hope for many more. And the champion of this week, we got Tua. Is the champion for this week. This man almost threw for 500 yards. This man almost threw for 500 yards on that San Diego Los Angeles Chargers defense. Don't you know how bad of a defense you got to be to throw over 500 yards against a defense like that, against a defense? That's crazy. I don't care. Hey, that's some flag football. That's some 707 stats. 500, almost 500 yards getting thrown on you in a game. 466, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Congratulations, Tua. Hope for many more. You are the champion of this week of the coaches list right here. So hope for many more people be on here. But congratulations to Tua for earning the number 1 spot on the coaches list. And congratulations to all people that made the list. All the people that made the list are special. They didn't make the list. Hope for see many more of these people that make this list. And shout out to everybody. And Tua is the champion of the coaches list for this weekend. We'll see who's going to be champ next week.
All right. Let's get down to some topics we had at hand. Now, since we've seen Dallas defense, are they elite? Dallas defense elite to get them to the promised land?
No. They're not getting to the promised land. No, they're not going to get to the Super Bowl. Their defense is going to be good though. Their defense is going to be good. They're going to be good, but they're not going to be good enough to make the NFC Championship, or they're not going to be good enough to make Super Bowl. Dallas will be only good enough to carry them through the regular season, because we have seen that. We have seen the same movie over and over and over and over, and it still fails to happen. So their defense will be good. They will be probably in the top five. They will. That's in an elite defensive status. So yes, they will be good, but they won't be good enough to make it to the they won't be good enough to make it to the NFC Championship or to the Super Bowl.
Do you think the Browns could win the AFC North?
Do I think the Browns can win the AFC North? I think I give them a puncher's chance, but I think the Bengals still win in the AFC North.
And Tyreek Hill, will he be the first wide receiver to win MVP?
Something tell me it's still gonna be a quarterback. But like I say, if I have to go, I will go with Tyreek Hill to win the MVP as a receiver. I will go with Tyreek Hill, yes.
And a big topic at hand, do you think the starters should play preseason? Knowing how they come in rusty, I know some starters do get in, but do you think it benefits them if they do start preseason, and then when week 1 comes, they're not so, as rusty? What are your thoughts on that?
I think they do. I think that if they got to play a series or half or 2 series, I think it's beneficial for them to play. At least in every 3 preseason games, just at least if it's a series, 2 series, or probably 1 half. I think it's beneficial. You need to see that.
Because it wasn't just one game; it was around the league. You've seen a lot of rust. Because I know that I know injuries. I get it. Preseason is not for the starters. It's for the young kids trying to make the team and people trying to make the team. But at the same time, you still got to get chemistry with your receivers, the quarterbacks. Still got to get game speed going. And I agree. At least a quarter, half a series, a half a quarter, something, so they can still get the reps in. To still play at a good level. It's week 1 for everybody. Not too bad, not going overboard with week 1, but it was a lot of teams who had some rust. But records for last week. Coach Donte went 7-10. I went 8-9. So that shows you how crazy week 1 was. But week 2, we're gonna go do our picks and predictions again. We going into switch the topics here. Thursday night, we got Minnesota going up against Philadelphia Eagles home opener. prime time in Philly. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Philadelphia to win the game.
Again, when I want to pick Minnesota, they find a way to win. But I got the Eagles bouncing back to win this game. I just need Brian Johnson.
Will it really be something if they do win? Will that be something?
I mean, it's a revenge game. I mean, Justin Jefferson did get shut down last year, so I mean, I'm sure he has this date circled, but I wouldn't be surprised if we lost. Y'all heard me say it. I wouldn't be surprised, but I think they recovered. We got the Bills going up against the Raiders.
I'm taking the Bills at home. If the Bills lose this game, if the Bills lose this game, I will have something to say about Buffalo when next time we come back on the show. Next time we come back, I will have them on the show.
All right, and we got the. I'm gonna also take the Bills, and we got the Ravens up against the Bengals, AFC North Division game.
I'm taking the Bengals. I think the Bengals will bounce back this weekend at home.
Yeah, Dean and Bradbury's out. So we did call up Nicholas Morrow, and I don't know who's going to take Bradbury's spot. Shoot, we got a whole cornerback room, so somebody will be there. Baltimore or Cincinnati? Cincinnati got to bounce back from last week. I'm going with Cincy. We got the Chiefs and the Jags.
Chiefs. I think the Chiefs bounce back on the road versus the Jags.
I think I haven't heard any reports or anything. I think Kelsey might be back. I haven't heard anything yet. I think Kelsey does come back. I'm going to say the Chiefs. We got the Chargers and the Titans.
I'm going Chargers to bounce back at home.
Yeah, Tannehill with that 3 interception game. Tannehill is typical. That's typical Tannehill. I'm also going to go with the Chargers here. We got the Packers and the Falcons.
Packers. I like the way that defense playing, and Jordan Love looks really good right now. Packers.
Something in me is telling me Atlanta's going to win this, so I'm going off the other limb. I'm going to say Atlanta. Colts and Texans. Not Colts and Texans. That's Seahawks and Lions.
Lions. Seahawks look terrible.
Yeah, I'm going to Detroit too. I like Detroit in this matchup. Colts and Texans.
I'm going for my Texans to win the home opener.
Yeah, we both got the same picks except for that one. Going Texans too.
And plus, what you call is nursing a hamstring injury right now. I don't know his status, Anthony Richardson. So he is nursing a hamstring injury a little bit.
Just said no, keep back. It's something. It's just something in me. It's something's telling me otherwise, Jeff. Bears and Bucks.
It's a tough one right here.
I was torn between these two.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Bucks win. You know what? I'm gonna go for the Bucks because I think I picked the Bucks on the pick 'em. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Bucks.
Oh my God, Baker Mayfield. I'm trying to decipher between the two.
See, that was tough for me.
Baker Mayfield, and you got Justin Fields. They still got Mike Evans, got DJ Moore. Then you gotta look at defense.
Neither defense ain't good.
Screw it. You know what? I'll take the loss of it. Give me Chicago. The Giants in Arizona. This is the shit bowl game.
Arizona ain't play that bad. They only gave up 20 points. I was impressed with Arizona, how they played against the Commanders. They were good. They were actually okay. So, but I'm still taking the Giants to bounce back. Ain't nowhere where you get blown out by 40 and not have a response to that. Ain't nowhere where you do that. I'm taking the Giants.
We got an NFC West matchup between the Niners and the Rams.
I'm going for the Niners. At home, yeah, I got to go for the Niners.
I got the 49ers as well. Commanders and the Broncos.
Commanders. Broncos ain't good. They're not good. They're not a good
Who
football.
did I take in this game? Did I say Denver? I don't remember. I think I did. I'm going to Washington. Washington. Then we got the Patriots and the Miami Dolphins in the AFC East matchup.
Miami.
I'm taking Miami as well. We got 2 Monday night games. We got the Saints and the Panthers. NFC South.
I'm going for the Saints. No, matter of fact, I picked the Panthers the first game. I remember that. So I'm gonna go with the Panthers to win this game. I think the game is in Carolina, so I'm gonna take the Panthers to win this game. But it won't shock me if the Saints win this game because their defense is elite. So it wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah, I'm going to take New Orleans to win this game. And you got the Browns and the Steelers, another division matchup.
I'm going for the Steelers to bounce back.
I got Cleveland here. I think Cleveland could win this game. All right, so we got 3 games that's not the same here. I did just get some breaking news as we're going to transition into the NBA. We got JaVale McGee is with the Kings. Not bad of a pickup. I mean, not bad pickup. The Kings center position is set for the season, so you got Sabonis, Alex Len, and JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not bad. That's definitely not bad. And Baker Mayfield says the team is fueled by low expectations placed on them after Tom Brady. All right, so we're going to switch it into the NFL for a little bit. I mean, NBA for a little bit, not too much. It looks like the NBA is trying to make a rule to where you can't have 2 stars load manage. Good or bad?
Man, I think I care. I think you should be able to have 2 stars. I think you should be able to have at least. You talking about 2 stars load manage?
Yeah. You can't. They're not going to. You can't have both.
I don't like that. I like it. I mean, my bad. I like that. I like it. I don't want 2 of my stars out. Now, one of them I understand, but 2 of them, no. I don't like. I don't like that. The fans ain't come to watch both of your stars or 1 or 2 of both of your stars out. They come to watch actually both of them play, but at least have one of them to play. At least, come on now. We got to stop all this load management stuff, man. We got to stop that. These fans pay their hard-earned money to go out there and watch guys like Kawhi Leonard, guys like Joel Embiid, guys like Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, James Harden. They watch them perform in the regular season. They come out here to watch these guys perform. They don't come out in Luka. They don't come out there and watch these guys go out there and just sit down. They don't go out there and just watch these guys sit down. They come out there spending hard-earned money to watch them play basketball and do what they do best. Now, they ain't out there to see the water boy or the assistant coaches. They're out there to see the players. They superstar players.
Exactly. I don't want to come to no game that I pay my hard-earned money for, especially them tickets don't be cheap. And then I go there and I'm supposed to see Joel Embiid and James Harden, and I gotta see none of them. Like, man, come on. But
and I want to say one more thing before we move on to the next topic. The Giants fans should get their money back. They should get a refund for that performance that they put up. They should actually get a refund. Every one of those fans, those millions and millions of those Giants fans, like The Rock always said, and millions of his fans, all of those 1,000 people should get their money back for that performance that the Giants put up.
Facts. I definitely agree. They should get some type of compensation. I had to sit through that 60 minutes to see that bull crap to the point where they chanting for Dallas. That's a shame. That's horrible. Team USA loses to Germany. Now it is talks in 2024. LeBron James possibly wanting to go to the Olympic team. LeBron James, KD, and Steph Curry. Joel Embiid was talking about it too, but they don't know if he would want to play for France or the U.S. If LeBron plays for Team USA, is it over?
Yeah, because a lot of people's gonna want to come play with him. Yeah, I think it is.
Talk about the U.S. team losing to Germany. The U.S. team just ain't had no size.
They suck. That's what it is. They suck. Lost to Germany. They got blown out. That game was a blowout versus Lithuania. They got blown out versus them. Valanciunas dominated. They suck.
Yeah, they just didn't. They let Dylan Brooks on the Canada team drop 40.
Dylan Brooks that dude actually can play, man.
I know Dylan Brooks can ball. I'm not a Dylan Brooks hater. I know he can ball.
A lot of y'all people on that Twitter thing and a lot of other fans be sleeping on how good that guy can play, bro. That guy actually can play. People just don't like the way he talk. That's all it is. It's just the talking people don't like. But the dude actually can play, bro. He actually can score. Can score. I was happy as a diehard Rocket fan. I'm happy to see that. As a diehard Rocket fan, I'm happy to see it. To be honest.
No, I like Dylan Brooks. Like you said, it's his mouth that gets him in trouble. He's that villain on the court. But no, when he's on, he's on. Dylan Brooks, is look. I told Sixers fans as much as y'all would hate him, but I would have loved him on the team.
They wouldn't. I know they wouldn't like him. I knew they wouldn't like him on the team.
I would have got the Dylan Brooks jersey and all.
But y'all gonna settle for Pat Bell?
I take Patrick Beverly. I'm not mad at that either. Old ass Danny Green we got back. I'm not okay with that. Bringing Danny Green back. Anyway. Damian Lillard said he will not go to camp if he's not traded to Miami. If you're any other team in the NBA, would you even worry about trading for Damian Lillard? Or do you still think he gets traded?
I still think he gets traded. I still do. But if I'm Portland, one thing you got on your side, you don't have to rush to trade him. That's one thing. You can just keep him now. You can just let him suffer. You can just keep him now. So that's one thing that Portland got. Don't trade him until you get some compensation back for him. I think it's a team that's going to still gamble on him. I think it's a team that's still going to pull the plug. What if it's Miami or someone like that? But like I say, if you're Miami, and you're hesitant to trade players like a Caleb Martin or something like that, or Jovic or something like that, what's taking so long? Are you trying to win a championship? Or you just trying to go to the championship and get beat every single season? What are you trying to do? To get Damian Lillard, you're going to have to give up something to get him, to end up with them. So if you want Damian Lillard on your team, why not? Why not just give him up? Why not just give him what Portland is asking? Don't give away Bam. If you want to give away Jovic, if you want to give away Caleb Martin, Tyler Hero, that's fine. The only problem is you're going to gut your team, though. That's the only problem because two people already left. So you don't got a deeper team. I think that's the hesitation around Miami as of right now. But I still think he's going to be gone. But if I'm Portland, hey, I'm going to let him sit down. And be frustrated. If we don't find the right deal for him, hey, we're not going to rush. You can just stay out. And if I'm if I'm every other team, I wouldn't trade for him either because I don't want that on my team. I wouldn't trade for him either. I let him stay right there in Portland. Now, a lot of people start losing respect for Damian Lillard because he want to only play for that one team instead of going to go play for a playoff-oriented team.
Chris Paul said he wants to join the U.S. team. Draymond Green said his goal is to win Chris Paul a ring. They did say Chris Paul is going to start some games. So that lineup is definitely going to be interesting. Another thing on the side note, Shannon Sharp keeps calling Stephen A. Skip.
Yeah.
He did it again today. That was all that really we have for NBA. WNBA Playoff start tomorrow. Let's break down this series and everything here. Your thoughts on who's going to win games. First game. So on Wednesday we got the Minnesota Lynx up against the Connecticut Sun, and then we got the Sky against the Aces. Who wins these series?
You got the Minnesota Lynx versus the Connecticut Sun, and who else? Sky versus the Aces, right? Well, I think the Aces win. I think the Aces win the series. And you got the Connecticut Sun versus the Minnesota Lynx.
Yeah.
I think Connecticut win the series. I think Connecticut win the series.
All right, and then Aces definitely win the series. Do you think it's a sweep for the Aces? Do the Sky get a game in?
I think it's a sweep.
All right. Friday starts, so it'll be the Mystics and the Liberty versus your Wings and the Dream. Who you got in the series?
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say the Atlanta Dream upset the Wings.
What?
Because I don't like the way my Wings play. I just really don't. I'm not a big fan of how they play. You don't know. I don't know what Wings team I'm gonna get. I'm just being truly honest about the Wings. I just don't know. They got all the talent in the world. They have better talent than what they had last year. And they still be inconsistent. Now, granted that we won 22 games, it didn't seem like we won 22 games this year. Most of our 18 losses come to teams we don't supposed to lose to. We lost 3 games versus the Sparks, which all 3 of them besides one 3 of them besides one game that we supposed to won. The first game we got blown out. We got whooped the first game. The last one we won, but the other 2 in LA, we should have won those 2 when we had control of the game. We got swept by the Chicago Sky, which is we didn't win neither game at home. I get losing to the Las Vegas Aces. They're really good. I get losing to the Connecticut Sun one time where they're really good because we won a series versus Connecticut. We won a series versus them. We won a series against the Mystics because that's only due because they were injured. They were injured when we actually played them. So they got an actual legit excuse for that. But other than that, we beat the New York Liberty. We actually played the New York Liberty close. We actually played well versus New York Liberty all 3 times that we played. But other than that, we did lose to LA 3 times. We did lose to the Sky 3 times. We did lose to the Seattle Storm. And I believe we did lose to the Mercury. As well. So we cannot lose games. We lost to the Indiana Fever. We cannot lose games that we supposed to lose. And that's why I think it's going to play a part in the series. I know we swept the Atlanta Dream in the series, in the series 3-0, but playoffs is a whole different story. I got the Dream winning 2-1 in the series. I think it's a 5-game series, if I'm not mistaken. I think
it's the best of 3.
Yeah, the best of 3. So I got the Dream winning 2-1.
All right. So what about the Mystics? You said the Mystics. You said the Liberty, right?
Yeah, I said the Liberty. I think they sweep the.
So it's gonna be.
Matter of fact, I think they get a game. I'm gonna say the Mystics get a game.
So it's gonna be Connecticut, the Aces. I got New York, and the series between the Wings and Atlanta should be good. I think the Wings can pull it out.
I think we can too. I think we actually can pull it out too. But I don't like our inconsistency. But I think we could. I think we can pull it out.
Yeah. So it's the best. It's the 3-game series. So they only play 2. And then the 24th is when the semis start. So they only play 3 games. But I still got for the finals. I'm still going Vegas and New York to win. But again, any given person can be beat. You only got to win 2 games to move on. So the shocker and upsets, you never know. But if the Aces get upset, can you imagine? But I don't think that's going to happen. There's too much firepower. But I still got New York and Vegas in the finals.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna switch over to some college, and that will be it for us for tonight. We'll get into that. Did you have an upset pick last week?
Yeah, I did, but it didn't go through. It didn't go too well.
All right, coming off with the rankings for this week. We got Georgia still at number 1. We got Michigan 2, FSU, Florida State number 3. Your Longhorns move to number 4. We got USC at 5, Ohio State at 6. We got Penn State at 7, Washington 8. Notre Dame moves up to 9. Alabama falls to 10. Tennessee moves to 11. Utah is 12. Oregon 13. LSU 14. Kansas State 15. Oregon State 16. Ole Miss 17. Colorado moves up 4 spots to 18. We got Oklahoma at 19. UNC at 20. Duke 21. And Miami. These last four teams were not on the list last week. They are this week. Miami's 22. We got Washington State is 23. UCLA 24. And Iowa is at 25. Donte, talk about your Longhorns beating Bama Saturday.
It feel good, man. Just like Vic said, talk about it. It feel good, man. But like I said, I'm on to the drawing board of Wyoming this weekend. But it felt good, man. It felt good to beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. A lot of arguments that we should have won last year if Quinn Ewers didn't get hurt. Quinn Ewers definitely did a good job. Definitely made the throws he's supposed to make. I like the way we ran the football, and most definitely, I like the way Sarkisian coached in this ball game. Smart game plan. AD Mitchell was a big pickup out of the transfer portal from Georgia. Xavier Worthy got to be more consistent catching the football. But other than that, this defense did force the Jalen Miro to turn the ball on. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I know my boy E was a big fan of Jalen Miro, but Jalen Miro may not be it. He may not be it for too much long. You can go 5 touchdowns for against Middle Tennessee State, but you can't go 5 touchdowns from against a team when you have to play somebody real good like Texas or a Georgia or something like that. He may be it when he play against Middle Tennessee, but he ain't gonna be it when he play against a very good team. But other than that, I just love it, man. I just enjoyed that time, and I'm ready to move on to Wyoming this coming weekend in Wyoming. That's going to be a tough matchup versus Miami. And got some more breaking news on the situation. Apparently, Kevin Porter's girlfriend was asleep while he assaulted her. That's just crazy. Please get this guy up out of here.
I can't even imagine waking up to that. Getting woke up by somebody hitting me.
I'm like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Get this piece of trash out of Houston immediately. Hear me out, Raphael Stone. Get this piece of trash out of Houston immediately. That is a coward. A coward. Assaulting someone while they're knocked out. Get that piece of trash out of Houston immediately.
All right. And then Caleb Williams came out and said, well, his dad or him and Caleb Williams said it's possible he may stay another year or two in college. Good or bad move?
I think it will be maybe a bad move. If you're the number 1 overall pick coming out this year and you're the consensus number 1 overall pick and you're the quarterback, you need to come out this year. You need to come out. You got to come out.
Do you think it's because knowing he's the number 1 pick, he goes to a bad team? Is that the reason and why you think? Only person who got out of that was Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning situation where he was like, I am not going here. And it worked.
Any team he goes to, they're gonna be stink. It doesn't matter. You can't avoid it. Because another team next year will have the number 1 pick. And if you had a number 1 pick going into the next year, then you go into another stinky team. Anyway, So you definitely can't avoid that situation right there. And what if he gets hurt? What if he gets hurt going into next year? Hey, so you already the top quarterback in the draft. Go ahead, come out this year. Go ahead, come out this year. Only reason he's gonna stay because of the money. That's probably the reason he may end up staying in college. But he need to go ahead and take advantage. Come out this year. Just go and come out this year. Because anyway it goes, it's always going to be a number 1 overall pick that you're not going to be able to avoid. And the next team may be stinking. So it don't make no difference.
All right, before we get into these games here, last week, everybody was the Colorado train. Can they still do it? They went into Nebraska came into the crib and Nebraska got beat. Did you see that coming? 36-14.
Yeah, I saw that. We saw that whooping a mile away. We saw that whooping a mile away. Yes, Nebraska just not a good football team right now.
Jeff Sims stinks. My God, he was turnover machine. But let's see if Coach Prime and the Buffs can go 3-0 before they got to go up against USC and Oregon. But they go up against Colorado State on Saturday. That's actually one of the late games. But coming up on Thursday, we got Miami and Bethune.
Miami who?
Bethune.
That's a school?
Yeah.
Say the name again.
I'm probably saying it wrong.
Bethune?
Bethune, whatever.
Pass.
They go 3-0. So you got Florida State and Boston College.
Florida State.
Penn State against Illinois.
Penn State.
LSU, Mississippi State.
Going for the upset. Going for Mississippi State.
What? Okay. That's one of your upset picks. Okay. We got Kansas State against Missouri.
You know what? I'm going for Kansas State.
We got Weber State versus Utah.
Scrimmage.
And Cam Rising may or may not be in this game. Central Michigan versus Notre Dame.
Central Michigan versus who?
Notre Dame.
Oh, scrimmage.
South Carolina versus Georgia.
Scrimmage.
Alabama versus South Florida.
Scrimmage.
I can't. San Diego State versus Oregon State.
Oregon State.
STSU. Aztecs. Fight. I just lost it. We got Oklahoma versus Tulsa.
You said Oklahoma versus Tulsa?
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma.
Minnesota versus North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Northwestern versus Duke.
Duke.
Western Michigan versus Iowa.
Western Michigan versus Iowa?
Yes.
Ass whooping. Iowa.
Western Kentucky versus Ohio State.
Scrimmage.
All right, hold on. See, Vic says, how does any quarterback from USC even think about staying in school after Matt Leiner's career was derailed by him staying in school for an extra year?
Thank you. Facts, Vic. Thank you.
Washington versus Michigan State.
I went with Washington on the points. I went Washington on the app, but I'm going to go with Michigan State on the upset.
Knowing Michigan State's coach is suspended because of he allegations of sexual assault and everything else. I don't know. There might be a type of rally game. You got North Colorado versus Washington State.
Washington State.
You got NC Central versus UCLA.
UCLA.
Bowling Green against Michigan.
Ass whooping.
Georgia Tech versus Ole Miss.
Beat down.
Wyoming. You got Doug's nephew going up against your Longhorns.
I'll go with my Longhorns, but this could be a trap game.
Hawaii versus Oregon.
Beat down scrimmage.
Colorado State versus Colorado.
Beat down Colorado. I may be doing that game late. It depends.
I'm gonna be watching it, but I won't be.
Yeah.
That's too late for me.
Yeah.
That is too late for me. To be streaming, I should say. But there you have it. No really baseball news. Matt Olson, 50 home runs this season. MLB should be crazy. You know, playoffs are always fun.
Yeah.
But what went wrong with the Rangers? They started off hot. You know, they get the Grom and all these other pieces, and then all of a sudden things just go downhill. What happened with the Rangers?
Volpin is not really good. Volpin is not really good. Guess if you want to say injuries, I guess that plays a factor, even though the Astros had injuries all year. And we still managed to be, 14 games over 500 and be so good and still be good. I guess that's an excuse that the Rangers fans are gonna actually make. And we was the same way. We were injured, beat up. Our starting pitcher was hurt. Our bullpen, was halfway hurt too as well. And we still managed to be 14 games over 500 through the All-Star break and still play in first place. And Jose Altuve and Jordan, our bigger bats got hurt. But we already know excuses comes when it comes. But other than that, I guess you can say that about the Rangers. They're gonna make. They're supposed to be a good team. That's the excuse they're gonna make.
So the Angels said if Mike Trout wants out, they will trade him.
Okay. Can you let Shohei Ohtani walk? Let Shohei Ohtani walk right now. Then let him walk. Let him walk. Let him walk right now. Then let him walk. Let him walk right now. If you gonna trade, if Shohei Ohtani wants a trade and they're gonna grant him, then let Shohei Ohtani walk this season. Let him go ahead and walk this season.
I mean, the season's over almost.
Yeah, let him walk. Let him walk. If he want to trade, if I'm Mike Trout, I ask out. I would do that. And just go ahead. Don't even try to pay Ohtani. Let him walk. Let him go. And just rebuild.
Has this season so far been the best MLB season?
It's been kind of weird, but it's okay. I wouldn't say it's the best.
Vic say go Buffs. I just like of course it's Deion. I don't like I said I don't have a college team, and I've been following Colorado. Not saying that's gonna be my team. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of games. Colorado I've been watching just to see can Deion still continue to change his narrative. He never said he will be coaching the NFL. He said that's college where he draws the line and stops. But we'll see as the tougher teams come in. We'll definitely see what he can do against those teams. I did say good maybe 7 wins he can get, but we gotta see how he does against Oregon, USC, UCLA, and teams like that. But there you have it, y'all. Another 72 in the books. We are at 67, Donte. We getting there, man. We are getting there. Again, the 100th episode jersey giveaway. So I will, let y'all know how you can enter that, and you will get a jersey of your choosing. So that should be fun, hanging out with us and always being here for 7,200 seconds. We are almost at 100. 72 has actually been around for a while. Donte came in probably maybe after the 10th episode. We've been going strong ever since. We almost to 100.
Yep.
Next week again we'll talk about week 3 NFL. We'll bring back who is that. Bring that game back. Coach's list as always. Again, I appreciate everyone that was in the chat. Again, y'all are the fuel that makes us go. Love interacting with y'all as always. Vic's always here. Koo, Mo, thank y'all. Jeff, Robert, Bobby, appreciate y'all. Look out for me and Coach. I'm sure somebody got some play-by-plays going on Thursday. Eagles, Minnesota. I will be live. Well, we'll be live. So
Yep.
you can either see me pull my hair out or drink or something. So something's bound to happen. But anything you gotta say before you roll on out here?
Hey man, it's been a great show. Always been great. Be on our way to 100, and make sure y'all get all of that rant that I just got, because
it will be clipped. Soon as we get off here, I'm going to work on that.
And that, like Stone Cold Steve Austin always said, that piece of trash need to be up out of Houston. That is unacceptable. And if anybody condone a man whooping on a woman, then that would not be tolerated, and that I would not respect. I don't respect no man hitting on a woman, especially defending a man that almost killed a woman and broke her neck, and assaulted her while she was sleeping, while she was getting a good sleep, and she was assaulted. This was a WNBA player. We know they play basketball, but you're not stronger. They're not stronger physically and mentally versus a guy that can hit much, much harder. And Kevin Porter is only 23 years old, and his NBA career may be ended just like that. And it's deserving to be ended, because I don't want that toleration on this Houston Rockets team while we trying to build a culture on this team and get all the headaches up off this team. And Ime Udoka's done a damn good job doing that, and had a damn good offseason, and this crap come up. Get that piece of trash out of Houston. I would not condone it. And I prefer any other body won't condone that buffoonery and this foolishness. Any man that hits a woman, that put his hands on a woman and do it like that, that's unacceptable.
There you go. Again, Coach Donte letting his frustrations and feelings go about Kevin Porter Jr. Again, appreciate y'all for joining and tuning in until next week. Next week, I got to push the time up to 6 because, Jalen B, can you come get me? And then he got to walk home. So just because of that, I ain't going to have the boy walk home from football practice after a long day, and then he got to walk. So we're going to push it up till 6. It won't be 5 next week, but we're still going to be here. But again, appreciate y'all. And look out for the Coach Donte rant that will be up till next week, y'all. Stay safe. Don't do nothing dumb, but if you do, make sure you do it safely. We gonna get on out of here. Peace.